I think special.
Yeah. Yep.
Good morning, guys. I don't know who's on. It's Denise with Matt. I just wanted to let you know that I actually am on the line too.
Thanks, Denise.
Welcome.
Melissa, we can get started if you want.
Okay, that sounds great.
So if you just want to start with introductions, just go down the line.
Yep. All right. So, hey, everybody. My name is Melissa Shepard with JMT. We are a consultant to FDOT District 7. And this meeting is being recorded. If you are not speaking, please mute your mics so that we have no feedback during the meeting. So I'm just going to go down the list here. Denise, since you said you were on, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, we'll start with you.
Okay. Good morning, Denise McAllister with MAD over in Hillsborough, but also cover Pinellas as well.
Thank you so much. All right, we have Boone with Tarpon Springs. All right, well, he's on. Okay, Brenton Mosier.
I am Brenton Mosier with USF Qatar.
Thank you, Brenton. Okay, Brian.
Brian Passara, City of St. Petersburg, Neighborhood Transportation Coordinator.
Thank you much. Joe Camara.
Joe Camara, Pinellas County Schools, Transportation and Safety.
Thank you, sir. Larry Kolbicka.
Larry Kolbicka with Pinellas Park Police.
Thank you, sir. Doug Hanson.
Good morning, everyone. Doug Hanson, retired transportation planner living in St. Petersburg.
Thank you. George.
Good morning, George Edmiston Benish, District 7 Safety Consultant.
Thank you. Jennifer Hall.
Good morning, everyone. Jen Hall with Nations Traffic Safety School.
Okay. David.
Hi, David Knopf. I am Pinellas County Transportation Center.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Mashid.
Good morning, Mahshid Arasti, American Quality Consultants, FTOT Safety Ambassador.
Thank you. Miss Ariane.
Good morning, Ariane Martins for Pinellas.
Thank you. Klopper. Oh, where did you go?
Sergeant Klopper, Pinellas Park.
Thank you, sir. Daniel Nagersmith.
Daniel Nagersmith, City of Clearwater Police Department.
Thank you, sir. Lori.
Lori Palaio with JMT.
Yeah, Deputy Loring.
Elaine Loring, Pinellas County Sheriff's Office.
John Ryman.
Morning. John Reven, Pinellas County Transportation Planning.
Sorry about that. I always get your name. I always say it incorrectly. Sorry about that.
No problem. You're not the first.
Miss Nagel. All right. Well, Terry Nagel is on the line. Thomas Bowl.
Thomas Boyle, Pinellas Park Police Department.
Thank you, sir. Robert Wallace.
Robert Wallace, FDOT.
Thank you, sir. Mike Zen.
Mike Zen, FDOT, Traffic Safety Office.
Thank you, sir. Eric Henry.
Hey, Eric Henry with the FDOT District 7 Safety Office.
Thank you. And I'm just going to go back through a couple people. Mark.
Mark Easty, Pinellas County Sheriff's Office, and Pinellas CTST chair.
All right. Valerie Brookins.
Yeah, Valerie Brookins with Ford Pinellas.
Thank you. Julie Bond.
Good morning, Julie Bond with Center for Urban Transportation Research.
And I believe that's it. So if I have not called your name, please feel free to introduce yourself to the group. All right. And with that, I believe we're good to go, Mark. Thank you.
All right. Next thing we'll move on to is approval of the June minutes. Can I get somebody to approve it and then someone to second it? Approved. All right. Someone to second it?
Okay.
Thank you. All right. Next thing we'll move on to is enforcement. We'll start with Pinellas Park. You guys have anything from the previous month and anything for this month?
We've been working on our state roads, trying to continue with our enforcement for the ELE, and we're getting back to it after this meeting today as well. And we just participated in the Wolf Pack over the weekend as well and had some good success there.
Hey, Mark. Terry Nagel, that her mic is not working, and the same with Officer Boone.
Yeah, I see that up there.
Yep.
All right. We'll move on then to Clearwater PD. You guys have anything?
We've been working the LE details. I think we did about 17 or 18 last month. We worked the Wolf Pack over the weekend. And we've had some pretty good fiery crashes over the last couple of weeks on US 19.
Alrighty. As far as Pinellas County Sheriff's Office in the month of June, I know they've been working some traffic enforcement details throughout the county. A couple of members from traffic and DUI attended the DUI symposium in Orlando, which was June 26th to the 29th. I also did a presentation there for traffic management and supervision. We conducted a multi-agency DUI wolf pack, which was on July 1st and then July 2nd. That netted a total of 30 DUI arrests with a total of 53 charges, about 190 citations issued. So that was very, very successful for us. This month, IPTM is hosting their EDR use and traffic crash reconstruction level 2 class. So for the law enforcement agencies, if you have members that went to the level 1 class, are eligible to go to the level 2. We're also hosting pedestrian bicycle safety level 2. I'm just trying to pull up the date because it's not on my calendar. That one. That one's going to be hosted at our Dunedin station, and it is going to be on July 17th through the 21st. So if you, the folks in the law enforcement agencies, if you have people that went through the PED 1 class, which I taught that at the end of May, they can take the level 2 class. It's free. So is the other course, the EDR course, it's free. So you don't have to pay any registration, no travel or anything like that. So if you can get your folks signed up for those 2 classes, that would be great. Trying to see what else we have going on. And that is it for us from June and going on into this month. You know, I saw a message pop up here. All right, so Forest Tarpon Springs, they've been doing their state road ELE enforcement. Same thing with St. Pete. They did an in-house op on the 4th of July, which netted 3 DUI arrests and 190 citations. It was a day shift operation. They're also working the FDOT grant on speed and aggressive driving, and that is it for them. Anybody else from law enforcement I didn't get to?
Hey, Mark, if I could just have the floor for just a second.
Absolutely, George.
So first off, thank you everyone who participated in our aggressive driving press conference on the 27th last month. We had a lot of law enforcement representation at the District 7 press conference for that. So thank you very much. St. Pete sent quite a few. Clearwater Sheriff's Office. So thank you all, Tony Boone, for being there as well. I'm also offering roadway safety audit training classes. Now, I do have 2 classes here in Pinellas, the 17th through the 21st, same week that you're having yours, Mark. The 17th will be here in Pinellas County at the DOT facility on Almerton Road between 49th and US 19 from 9 a.m. to 11. And also on the 18th from 1 p.m. till 3 p.m., same location. I do have a lot of agencies already signed up. I'm still waiting to hear from a few of you. So please just let me know. I don't need to have names who wants to specifically attend. Just tell me how many seats you need so we can plan accordingly. And every 3 officers as well is eligible for 10 points of ELEE. And thank you all for all your support with the ELEE so far as well. So we're well into this. That's it. Thanks, Mark.
Thank you, George. Anybody else have anything on enforcement before we move on?
Hi, Mark. It's Brenton Moser with USF Cutter. I'll just pick up a little bit on the ELEE. I'm going to post some stats in the chat, but all agencies are pretty much, hammering the ELEE, and so we're seeing some good results there. Seeing a lot of warnings and citations for speeding and for, seatbelt use for the click it or ticket for a couple months ago. Those, and just kind of want to also thank everyone for everything that they're doing. These stats are through midnight last Thursday. I pulled the stats every Friday morning, so they have not captured any 4th of July efforts yet. So I expect those numbers to be quite a bit higher after the weekend.
All right. Thank you, Brent. All right, we'll move on to engineering. Anyone from engineering? Anything new from either June or July?
No St. Pete update.
Okay. Anyone else from engineering?
No updates from Pinellas County.
Okay. Pedestrian bicycle. I know you just were on Brent. Do you have anything for a ped bike? Doesn't look like he does. Next, we'll move on to education. Joe?
No, Mark, we're good. The only thing we have is about 20-something drivers that applied for the new position since we raised the salary to $19.75 an hour. So we're spending time working with them, making sure they get everything right. Other than that, there's nothing.
When does school start?
August 10th.
Okay, so right after our next meeting.
Yep.
All righty. All right. Anyone else in education?
Yeah, Mark, I have a couple things. George just wrapped up teaching a bunch of summer school classes, so he hit a lot of Pinellas County schools for driver's ed. And so we're also in June, we wrapped up our aggressive driving campaign. So we did some pop-ups throughout the area, and one of them was on the George and some FDOT people went out to the Showtime Speedway in Pinellas Park, where we're trying to target the target audience was young males 22 to 27. That they're more prone to aggressive and driving, and so they went out there and tried to reach that audience as well. So good effort there. Also, we are hosting a traffic skills 101 class. It is an on bicycle class, so it's got a little bit of classroom portion, some online stuff, and then it has parking lot drills and a road ride. We are currently looking at dates for that, so if you are interested, please shoot me a message or email, and I will send you the doodle poll for the dates that we are looking at.
Yeah, Mike Sin sent out the District 7 newsletter, and I happened to see that you guys were at the Sunshine Speedway. Was there any talk of, and I know speed and aggressive driving is very similar, but was there any talk about the racing issue with those individuals in that age bracket?
I can kind of touch on that if you want, Brenton.
Yeah.
So what was interesting is we went out there for 2 events. The first weekend event we went out there was you could pay $15 and put your street legal vehicle on the drag strip and actually race somebody else who had a street legal vehicle. So they're getting their speed and aggression out on a controlled environment, and certainly they get to time it. They do it for competition, and we certainly got some support from the owners out there, and props to Pinellas Park, Lieutenant Perry, who really set this whole stage up for us to get in there. So we were invited back the following week, which it was a larger crowd of over 2,500 in the grandstands for different types of racing environments, reached out to a lot of different folks. So we certainly would like to see this move into the future. We have a great relationship with that arena now. So we would certainly like to continue that to promote, if you want a street race, this is the place to do it. So I'd certainly like to move forward with some recommendations or suggestions from this group, Mark, to get that word further out, to give them a place to go, especially here in Pinellas County.
I think that is amazing, because when I would sit out on Gandy, I would literally tell them the places that they could go, and they still end up on Gandy. So I think that's phenomenal. I'm glad it was successful, and obviously congrats to Lieutenant Perry and Pinellas Park Police for getting that set up, because I think if it draws more and more people, the more that you guys keep running it, it'll take away from, and I know it's not going to take everyone away, because part of the problem with them not wanting to go to a racing strip is they have rules, and out on Gandy they claim there are no rules until we show up. But it at least will alleviate a lot of the problem there between Gandy, 28th Street, 4th Street, which incorporates us, Pinellas Park, and St. Pete. Does anybody from those agencies have any ideas? Does the Speedway there offer like advertising for that? That might help, because maybe that's something we could probably push out to those folks.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they do outside of their website. I was directed a lot of their information from their website itself, but certainly I think there's room to grow with that venue. It's certainly a controlled environment, and it's not just young folks out there. I mean, we saw a gentleman who was well into his 60s, brought his Tesla out there, and he beat everybody with a street legal vehicle. So it was kind of interesting to see some of the folks that show up out there to actually race their vehicles.
Believe it or not, I've caught a couple of older age males on Gandy asking what they're doing out at 1 o'clock in the morning in their Corvette or whatever souped up car that they had. They should have been at home in bed, but they were out there with the youngins racing. So yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Certainly an opportunity. It's a venue. I think we should probably talk about this more and utilize that as at least a resource for an escape for those folks, to get them off the roads, which is endangering the motoring public, and put them in a controlled environment.
Yep.
I think that's a great idea. I have a suggestion for that. Over the weekend, I was at the Pinellas County Sheriff Cadet Car Show, the first annual at Quaker Steak and Lube. And they had an old Camaro Z28, not old, 90s or whatever. So maybe you could add like race a cop event or something at the drag strip one month or something like that. That might get some interest and some exposure.
Yeah, I mean, that's something I got to bring up to our legal department. Same thing with the other agencies as far as liability, but we could definitely get the word out there that there's a safe legal place for them to go and have fun at the same time.
Maybe everybody here that has a social media account could probably post that on their media accounts and maybe get the word out in that direction as well.
Yep, that's definitely a good idea. I have my business account that I could probably push that on. I don't have that many followers, but they follow other people in traffic safety. So definitely a good idea. Social media is obviously the way of communication these days.
Sure.
And yeah, this is Jennifer with Nations Traffic Safety School. I know we're technically right over the border in Hillsborough, but we would be happy to put any advertisement or even on our social to encourage that venue as well in any events.
Yeah. I think George will tell you there was people from Hillsborough County over there at that speedway.
Yeah, I mean, it's just right over the bridge because, and believe it or not, I've dealt with people from Orlando on Gandy. I've dealt with people from Miami on Gandy. So they come all over. They know where they know the area. The only thing I'd probably cautious is figuring out how many other tracks there are. Because if we just start blasting one track, the other tracks will start saying that we're giving favoritism to Sunshine Speedway as opposed to theirs. So if we have any other tracks in the area, we could just blast all three of them and they have multiple options to go to.
Yeah, I mean, technically I'm in Orlando for our Orlando office, but we have one. I live literally right behind the Orlando Speedway. So over here, we, encourage that venue as well. So any ones that you have that you know about, but obviously Orlando Speedway. And I would argue that they have some signs up at ours, but people know because of just the community. I don't see a ton of advertisement. It's just the car enthusiasts and, the race enthusiasts, they know about it through like word of mouth, essentially. So I'm sure it's very similar over there.
Yes. All right. Anything else for committee reports? Anyone I missed?
Hey, it's Denise with Matt. I don't have much to report. We did stay busy with summer school as well with the summer school driver's ed classes. And just a quick reminder with the MAD, the Law Enforcement Recognition Symposium, there's still dinner tickets. The hotel is full. If someone's a nominee, they can enter nominee. That'll cover their dinner. And if somebody else wants to attend the dinner, they can register still too.
Oh yeah, thank you, Denise. I forgot that. Yeah, that is. Well, that's technically. In fact, I just looked at the calendar. The day I'm supposed to drive up there is our next virtual meeting, August 3rd. But I'll be up there. So the awards will run August 4th. They'll have training before the awards dinner, and then Friday they have training all day, which I'll be there for, and teaching my DHSMV administrative hearing class there as well. But since we're on the topic of MAD, because I just had a conversation about this earlier, October 14th will be the Pinellas Walk Like MAD event. It's a Saturday. It's going to be at the same venue, which is the Oldsmar Sports Complex, where it was last year. So if we can, spread that around as well on social media to get participants and things like that, that would be helpful. All right. Anyone else? Yep, no problem, Denise. Anyone else with committee reports before we move on to problem locations? Alrighty. So the first one is that US 19 between 298, 297, the construction barriers are up. They're already doing construction in the center there, so nobody can make a left turn basically north of Evans Road to Curlew, just south of Curlew, but that problem area. So Melissa, I think we could take that one off because that's going to be up there for a while. Correct, Mike?
Yes, all what you say is true, and I think when it's all said and done, this will totally be eliminated issues, that we've been looking at for the last couple of years.
Yeah, so Melissa, we could take that one off the list finally. All right, next problem area is the school zone on Tampa Road. Obviously, there's no school, but as with every start of the new school year, there's always going to be traffic issues. And since that's basically a month around the corner, we will keep that on there. For now, I know we're going to remove it, but since school's right around the corner, we'll keep it on there. Same thing for the buses. If Melissa, you want to change the start date from the 10th, it says 18th on here.
Yeah. My mic's not working. I'm having a mic. Mine does.
All right. The light at Tarpon Mall, Boone, do you have an update on this at all?
I do. It's Officer Gasson. We've been doing well with that, like at the last meeting when I brought up the pedestrian traffic, and we're still kind of trying to deal with some of our pedestrian issues there. But otherwise, the whole project, I believe, is completed, and we've had a significant reduction in crashes there since that light's been put up.
We're looking for a sign, a no U-turn sign to be added, and the fences going up possibly.
Yeah, and our last two things, like I brought up before, was a no U-turn sign at the western end of the new median, because people are driving through the yard at the church to make a U-turn. And we're trying to get a fence up along there to reduce that pedestrian traffic, kind of similar to Countryside Boulevard.
Okay. So we'll keep that one up there until those improvements are made.
Yeah, please do.
Okay. East Lake and Tampa Road, unfortunately, I think that one's going to be there for a while until they expand northbound East Lake Road there to 3 lanes, so nobody's jockeying for position to get up there. We'll keep that one up there. And I know we talked about the signal at Starkey Road and Willow, so we're just waiting for the signal to be put in. And as far as the Tampa Westlake, we have not had any crashes in probably a couple months now. So we could probably get that one removed off the list, Melissa. Does anyone have any areas that are jumping out to them or we need to add something to the list? Nope. All right. All right, moving on. We'll go ahead with Mashid with HSIP.
Good morning. I'm all excited to report on the new HSIP portal. Eric has been working on it, and Melissa, Keon, Lori, Emmett, Bilriha, and I have been meeting on testing the portal. The form is very easy, it's very user-friendly. It's almost one page and allows for attachments through an email. We are working on a instructional video and quote unquote the cheat sheet. We'll have mass instructions to, we'll have a presentation to the CTST meeting, and we're gonna have a mass email to everyone. I want to thank everyone, cities and counties. I contacted them for a first, primary and a secondary contact to unveil this whole process, and you provided the information to me. Thank you very much. And so it's going to come to you shortly. Eric, you want to add anything? Melissa? I know we're all excited because it's a very good format. It's much easier than the whole application before.
Yeah, I think you pretty much got most of it there, Mashid. Like she said, just keep your eyes peeled for that e-blast that'll be coming out when it's ready. And then we're going to try to do some short little demos at the CTST groups when we drop it, just so everyone can get an idea of what it looks like, get familiar with it. So just stay tuned.
Meanwhile, if there's anything I can help with any requests, applications, anything for Bill Reha, please contact me. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Mark.
No problem. Thank you, Michi. All right. Next, we'll move on to our basically our fatal crash map and high crash intersections. So as of June 26th, it looks like we're at 52 total fatal crashes where we had 2 doubles. So our totals are 54 for the year. I'm sure it's probably increased by 1 or 2 since then. But we're still doing better than last year. Around this time, we were up almost 9 fatals and 10 fatal crashes this time last year. So we're doing a little bit better. As long as we could stay on track for that, that would be great. Does anybody have any questions about the map? Next, we'll move on to the Pinellas trail user count data. And again, as always, Dunedin leads the pack. Looks like it says Mays. Let's see which one you have. Oh, you got May too. Okay. 35,000 for the month of May for Dunedin, with Palm Harbor being a close second at 30. Then Bay Pines 25,000, Seminole 24, and then St. Pete 21. And then our typical times of the day are anywhere between 5 a.m. till about pretty much 5 p.m. where it starts slowing down. Are we still having issues with some of the counters? Do we know of? I don't see the asterisks there anymore. Nope. Alrighty. Anyone have any questions about the fatal map or the trail counter? Alrighty. New business. One thing I wanted to bring up. What did you guys think of having Representative Bernie Jocks at our in-person meeting last month? All right, sounds good. I talked to Bernie afterwards. He was really excited to show up, and again, I know he gave his business card out to anybody. When he says call him and his personal cell is on there, he actually means it. So if a problem comes up where we need something done, and legislator is the way to go. He is our go-to guy for that. So, or if you want me to reach out to him, I have no problem with that either. Okay, does anybody have anything else for for new business? Anything open for?
Yeah, Mark, Doug Hansen here. I just wanted the group's opinion for those of you that are that are familiar with the city of St. Petersburg on 5th Avenue North at Dr. Martin Luther King Drive, Junior North. You'll know that the road at that point, you've either got to make a left turn or a right turn because you're facing a one-way westbound movement, and there's a do not enter sign on the mast arm. But you're also facing two green balls. And I was wondering, before I go talk to City of St. Petersburg Traffic Operations, what people's thoughts were about if we change those to flashing yellow arrows, like a right, there's two lanes, you can turn right or left. And I was just wondering if anyone saw any downside to flashing yellow arrows instead of facing two green balls. And then also, who would be the person at Florida DOT that would be the one that would want to talk to? Is that Julie Scanlon?
Mike, do you know the answer to that question?
Actually, Doug, it would be Joellen Guthrie.
Joellen Guthrie?
Correct. Is that correct, Ron?
So thank you, Doug. This is Ron Chen, Traffic Operations in District 7. So actually it would be Julie Scanlon. And so I will present that to her for her evaluation observations. But how about, I ask Sergeant Easty, and his team thoughts about that, providing for the flashing yellow arrows?
I'm somewhat familiar with that. And if Nagel's still on the line, I know she deals with it more than me. I mean, what are your opinions on that, Lieutenant? If your mic's working, or if you can type into the chat. She's still on.
Yeah, Mark, she's still in there. But
okay, she probably took. Yeah, that since I don't patrol that area and she does, mostly she would probably have more info on that. So I'll talk to her later and get her opinions on it, and then we can bring this up at the next meeting, Doug, to see what we can do to remedy that, or at least make that area better. Because I'm pretty confident. I think I know where you're talking about, but I know she's going to know more about it.
Okay, can you repeat who's going to be involved in this so I can just let Traffic Operations know that I brought it up?
Lieutenant Nagel with St. Petersburg Police Department.
Lieutenant Nagel?
Yep.
Is going to talk to who?
Me.
Okay.
And then I'll let you know what the outcome is. I have your email, so I'll shoot you an email afterwards.
Okay. And it was just an idea. I just thought maybe it'd be better than staring at two green balls when you're not supposed to go forward. And,
yeah, no, I get it.
And then the only other thing I had brought it up before. Where are we with like a member, the guest list, the contact list?
Well, since and we do have a good majority of the people on here that are frequent flyers. Is anybody opposed? And like I said, we have this on our on FDOT's Florida Impaired Driving Coalition. It basically has the name, where they're from, and their email. Is anybody opposed to having that? And it would, and I think, Mike, we could put that on the CTST website, correct?
So this is Melissa. Andrea and I were working on this, and I believe the mega meeting kind of took over our priorities. So we'll get back on this, Doug. We haven't forgotten about it, but we'll get back on this because I believe we were going to make pages for each of the CTSTs that somehow you could get into without, disclosing everyone's information. So,
Yeah, and my idea wasn't even necessarily putting on the public website, which I'm certainly wouldn't be opposed to, but maybe making it available to people who are regular attenders here, as an email.
So, Doug, are you talking about like when they send the email out for the meeting invite, you can send like an attendee list that has their info?
Yeah, it's helpful to people who aren't working for one of the government agencies to have the name, the email, and also what their function is. Just so, like when I was bringing up, about the flashing yellow arrows today, who would it be that, you would recommend, it would give me a better idea of who's doing what. Like, in addition to just having a name, like from someone from the police department, having what they do, speed it.
Yep. We'll continue to work on it, and then we'll find a very easy way to get it out there, and it's not putting out too much info.
Doug, you're muted. Sorry. Somehow you got muted, Doug. We can't hear you.
There I am. Sorry.
Yep.
No, it was just or like, from Pinellas, if someone worked in Pinellas County, are they from traffic signals? Are they from trails? City of St. Petersburg, same thing.
Yep, we'll work on it.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Anybody else have anything new?
Yeah, I've got one for you, Mark.
Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, I just wanted to say with a saddened heart, I'm leaving the CTST program. As your program manager, I still attend the meetings. I've accepted another position here at the Department of Transportation. And Eric Henry, actually, he's participated in a few of the meetings lately, and he will eventually take over the CTST program.
Well, congrats, Mike, and boo at the same time.
Unfortunately, you guys a lot of you will still see me on a more regular schedule. Part of my new function is working with local agencies more directly, and that includes law enforcement as well as public works or all these other things. Trying to bring the HSIP program more in line with what everybody needs, as well as work zones. Work zones is another big issue.
Well, Mike, I do thank you for all your time and your participation over the years, and good luck to you. Again, boo, but I know you're moving on to bigger and better things. And all right. Does anybody else have anything?
Jennifer's got her hand up.
Yeah. Thanks, Mike. And so, first of all, Mike, it was great meeting you a couple weeks ago at Teen Safe Driver Coalition. Sad to see you go in this capacity, but I'm sure we'll see you often, like you said, in other ways. I have a quick question, actually. So it was brought up from our Tampa office, especially, that when we have individuals sign up for classes with these citations, what we do as a company is we try to look up their citation before we confirm them to come to class, because so often they sign up for the wrong classes or have to do certain things before they come see us. So we look at it before we actually tell them they can come for a class. And we've noticed, especially at a Pinellas, that it's taking anywhere from 2 to 7 days for the citation to get recorded into the system. And so, we have some of those go-getters that got their tickets this morning and registering for a class this afternoon. And so it's causing delay, and they don't understand why, especially because of our, way of instant gratification. So I'm just curious kind of what the process is, maybe from some of the police departments or from the county. And it just seems like it's Pinellas that takes a little longer than everybody else. So I wasn't sure what y'all's process was.
I know at the sheriff's office, ours are electronic. So with the exception of certain citations, criminal citations or citations requiring a court date where a signature is required, they have to physically turn it into a box. But once the citation, once they click print and they close out of it, it's supposed to be in the electronic system. Now we have assistants that actually push it through as well. But the ones that are either criminal cites or, again, the ones that require a signature, those get turned in, but they're still done electronically. So, and the deputies, the ones that are supposed to be turned in, they're supposed to turn it in at the end of their shift. Now, if they don't do it, sometimes it's the next day. So, my understanding of this whole electronic system was, once they hit print, it's supposed to get over there more quickly than when we used to physically hand them in, and then our assistants would put them in and then send them over. So that's how we do it at the sheriff's office. But I don't want to say it's completely immediate, but it should be there within hours or the next day.
Okay, and that makes sense. And I think I heard where Pinellas Click Report, even from the DHMV system, has to like hand button something, whereas other counties have it more automated. So that could also be the extra delay, not knowing their exact process. And I don't think anybody's here from there. So, okay, cool. I just want to know, at least from y'all's side of things, how it works and maybe what that delay was coming from. So appreciate it.
And if it's somebody that gets a ticket, let's say on a Saturday, and they try to go pay it Monday, that the issue is we only have one assistant for our north and one for our south county areas, our districts. They could be dealing with 160 citations, and especially if it's on a Wolfpack night. I mean, cumulatively as a county, they issued 190 tickets in one night, not to mention what everyone else has done. So it's probably just kind of backlogging maybe on Monday from the weekend enforcement efforts.
Perfect. Thank you. I appreciate the update.
No problem. Anybody else have anything?
I got something. First off, Mike, congratulations. Sorry to see you go. Secondly, Representative Bernie Jaquez, after meeting him, he gave us a letter of support for our SS for All grant. So I appreciate you facilitating that contact. Third, to Doug's concern, there's lots of signage on that mast arm, but it does seem very weird to have green balls rather than a green left arrow and a green right arrow in that situation. And I think that may be more applicable than a FYA. Again, that's not us, but that may be something to look at there in your suggestion. Other than that, thank you all. See you next meeting.
Doug, this is Doug Hanson. Can you say that again? What would be more applicable than FYA?
Rather than having a green ball, because that's usually a through movement, you would have a green arrow that's a left arrow that's green and a right arrow that's green in place of the green balls. Now, it's just my suggestion. Looking at it, that would be how I would think that should be set up. There may be a reason why they don't have that.
Yeah, the problem with that is that it conflicts when you have the walk signals and the walk indication. You've got a direct conflict of directing traffic into a walk indication.
And it does say left turn yield on green on the mast arm. So again, they
Right.
probably have a reason for doing it the way they did, but that would just be my reaction to that.
Yeah, and you'd have the same problem with the right turn too. So, but anyway, we'll let Mark and Pete.
Yeah, we'll look into it and we'll figure something out, though.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Anybody else?
Hey, Mark, just wanted to bring up a light topic here. Got some inquiries from in the Pasadena area, Pasadena Avenue, regarding the bat lanes and perceived congestion at Pasadena and Gulfport Boulevard, and also Pasadena and Shore Drive. And I was wondering, perhaps, this platform, anybody had, receive any complaints or issues associated with that? And maybe, from the sheriff's office point of view, soliciting feedback regarding motorist behavior for those bat lanes, the red tinted lanes. Maybe I could get some feedback.
That specific area that you're talking about is the city of Gulfport, and they have their own police department. Trying to think who does their traffic over there. I know they don't have a traffic unit, but some of their traffic folks. I'll have to reach out to them and see what issues they're having, because they patrol that area primarily. And
okay.
See if they have any suggestions.
Mark, I think that's Sergeant Michael Murata.
Yeah, Mike Murata. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I know Mike. I'll reach out to him.
Yeah, any feedback would be good. I observed it our team observed it for a couple of days, and we really didn't see any issues. The signals operated fine, and they cleared most of the time. Probably 90% of the time, they cleared in one cycle.
Okay. Yeah, I'll reach out to him, see if he's noticing anything, and then we can come back to it in August.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
No problem. Anybody else? Alrighty. Our next meeting will be again virtual, August 3rd at 10 a.m. And unfortunately, we won't have Mike Zen. So again, Mike, congrats. And I'm sure I'll still see you at FIDC and other meetings as well. So
Yeah, appreciate it. And I will be indirectly involved with the CTST, so I'll pop in and out of these meetings pretty regularly. More for what you think.
All right. Well, again, everyone, thanks for joining, and we'll see you next month.
Y'all have a great day.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
Take care, everyone.